Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. I just wanna be happy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to another stream. I hope you are well. Thank you all for joining very much. I know, as Simply FPL in the chat is saying, there's a lot of people live at the moment. So if you are in here, I really appreciate you come and joining in. Yeah, it is the Gameweek 29 deadline. The big blank game week of the season is finally here. We'll get into my team in just a minute. I still think I've got transfers to make. I haven't quite decided on whether I'm making those transfers or not yet, but we'll get into that as well as all of your questions. Say hello in the chat and we will get into the usual shout outs in just a minute. But yeah, as always, the stream and the channel is sponsored by Fantasy Football Hub. As always, there's a link in the description which will be giving you 15% off any of the stats or any of their tools that you guys want to get access to. So go and check them out. But yeah, start firing your questions away, saying hello. We'll get into that usual bits. If you don't follow me over on Twitter, link will be in the description down below. We are just 500 subscribers, 500 followers away from 20,000, and we are just 40 subscribers away from 4,000. So appreciate all the support a lot, both on YouTube and both over on Twitter as well. Riyad, I saw you asking. I personally just, I wouldn't buy any of them. If I'm quite honest, there's midfielders that I'd rather have than pretty much all of those. So yeah, I don't back any of them. If I'm honest, But let's say hello. Pontus, welcome. Mark, Daniel, Simply FPL. Sam, welcome. Samuli, Riyadh, it's Benji, Mark, Darag, Mohammed, Afan, Master, Ragav, Hamza, Nati, Ragav, Shari. Welcome everyone. I hope you are all well. So I will bring up my team on screen for you all, just so you can have a quick look. So, sorry, I've got them all on the bench at the moment, as I do, just a bit of fun. But in terms of my starting lineup, I am lining up like this. So I have 10 players including Son, so I have room to add another starting player in. I've used both my free transfers. I also have Aubameyang, who I'm not entirely sure if he's going to start this week. So yeah, I'm kind of on 10, but with Son, that's probably 9. And with Aubameyang, it's kind of 8.5. So I am thinking of adding in an extra one, bringing in another defender and bringing Dunk into my team for a -4, but we'll get to that. By Antonio or Bamford, so I expect Bamford to start, but I would be definitely buying Antonio. I wouldn't be buying Bamford this week, partly because I know Fulham are a very good defensive side. Bamford hasn't looked quite at it in recent weeks, but also there's that risk of Bamford not starting tonight, so I would be going in with Antonio. As only 8 teams playing, can you show us your predicted lineups? Yeah, we can do. We'll go through them in just a minute. They are over on Twitter if you don't see them over on there. But yeah, we can go through them in a minute. Afternoon, Neo. Welcome. Hard to see. Are you benching Areola and starting Martinez? Yeah. So I am at the moment benching Areola. Just because I know it's a tough one, but I've got double Leeds attack. I know I've technically got triples Tottenham attack, but it's a really close call between the pair of them. If I'm honest, I expect both teams to score, both goalkeepers to concede. So yeah, I am going with Martinez out of the two of them. Do I think Bale will start? Yeah. So we'll go through predicted lineups for all the teams in just a minute. Lingard or Benrahma, 100% Lingard. Dino, yeah, 100% I'd be going with Lingard out of the two of them. Again, predicted lineups pretty clearly state that I don't think Benrahma, well, yeah, Benrahma may start, but yeah. Sandy, welcome. Trossard or Lingard this week? Gonna try and fund Kane. So if I had to back one of those two, I'd probably be going in with Trossard. No, I'd probably be backing Lingard over Trossard this week. I'd go Lingard out of the two. You have both goalkeepers, not sure either, but leaning towards Areola. I think it's a real coin toss between the pair of them, to be honest. I wouldn't actually spend too much time worrying about that decision. What will be in terms of the outcome. So yeah, I just let it roll, to be honest. I've made my decision that it's Areola on the bench, and I'm just going to sort of accept it. Dallas for captain. So on my captaincy ranking, Dallas was 3rd behind Kane and Antonio. I do like Dallas as an option. I don't love him playing the first night, but yeah, I do like him as a potential captaincy pick. Bale and Cresswell. Gross or Trossard. Let's try not to spam the chat, shall we? Yeah. Let's... Nuclear, if you're in, yeah, thank you. I can't even remember what the question was now to answer it. Let's view one of the deleted messages. I can delete Gross or Trossard. Trossard out of the two of them. Fulham have only scored 8 goals at home. Yeah, I agree, which is why I brought Dallas into my team. So yeah, I do like him as a... right, let's go and put... Yeah, if there are people spamming the chat, Nuclear, please but let me put slow mode on. Cool, we'll wait for that to come into effect. There we go. Grealish worth a shout. So I don't think Grealish is going to start this weekend, if I'm honest. So no, we wouldn't be punting on him this week. And there's better players, less risk than going with Grealish this week. My day's been good, thank you. Do I think captaining Grealish with Kane Vice is alright? No, because I mean Grealish could make the bench. I just wouldn't want to be doing that with Grealish, to be honest. So no, if you're going to own Grealish, have him in your squad. He's a big differential. Not that many people own him anymore. But don't put your captaincy on him, if I'm honest, or your vice captaincy. Best Salah replacement for 29 and 30, Bale, Alba, or someone else. So the reason, if it was a 1 week punt, I may favour Aubameyang about 60-40. But if we're including game week 30 as well, then Bale is definitely the one that I'd favour out of the two of them. Where do I rate Rafinha as captain? He's so good, but Fulham have been really good defensively. I don't expect Leeds to score maybe 2, maybe 1. I don't expect it to be easy for them. So yeah, I don't rate him. You know, he's an all right captain. I expect him to be involved, but yeah, I don't love him but I don't love any captaincy option this week, if I'm honest. If you care to answer, his question was Lookman or Madja. Madja, just. Who will my bench in 30 most likely be? So, it only shows you the one fixture. So in game week 30, I will likely bench. Who was it? I can't even remember now. Lookman will be on my bench. Probably one of my Man City defenders will be in the bench. Or maybe even both Man City defenders will be on the bench, which is why I'm a bit like, well, then I may as well just bring in Dunk this week from -4 because I don't need that player next week. So yeah, potentially Lookman and double City defence on my bench, which is only going to end one way, which is horribly. But yeah, Lacazette or Bamford. If I was bringing one in, again, I think there's better options in the forward line. If you're bringing one of them in, I wouldn't bring either of them in. I wouldn't be confident on either of those options starting. Why not wildcard in third of 31? Our features, so when my game week 30 team comes up, like I'll have triple Leeds at home to Sheffield United, I'll have double Spurs away at Newcastle. Like I then will be selling some of my Leeds players and things like that. So that's why I'm wildcarding in game week 31. I just, my game week 30 team will be set up well. So yeah, there'll be no need for me to play it in game week 30. Who to take out? Dunk. Who's to take out for Dunk, Stones or Cancelo? To be honest, I think they're pretty even. Cancelo maybe over a long period of time will have. I'd probably sell Cancelo just for the slight money aspect of it, but I think it's pretty tight. Bale and Cresswell or Lingard and Reguilon? Bale and Cresswell. I'd go Bale and Bale and Cresswell is so much more expensive. Like, Cresswell's more than Reguilon and Bale is more than Lingard. On the first glance, Bale and Cresswell for me would be the ones I'd go with, yeah. But it is slightly what you can do with the rest of that money. How do I expect? So let's go through those predicted lineups for you all now. So Arsenal we've got here. So this is how we're predicting Arsenal to line up. The Lacazette versus Aubameyang is a tough call. We've gone with Aubameyang. I don't expect Aubameyang to be played out wide, and I kind of think that Arteta will play him. So he's starting up front for us. So that's what we've gone with there. Villa, we've gone no Grealish in our starting lineup. The rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. Trezeguet, we've got Traore coming back, and then we've got Watkins up front. The rest, I think, fairly self-explanatory. Brighton here, we have it looking as this. Again, it depends on Burn, if Burn is back or not. Because if Burn's not back, Veltman will fill in at centre-back. Whereas if Burn is fine, then he'll go in at right-back. But this is what we've gone with. Welcome, Craig. Hope you are well. Guys, if you guys could drop a like on the stream as well. 70 viewers, which is great to see, but only 16 likes. So, Fulham we have lining up like this. So yeah, just smash that like button. It'd be much appreciated. We have Fulham lining up like this. So yeah, a very different team to the 4-3 defeat. Pretty much everyone that you'd expect is predicted to start tonight. Leeds, Bamford starting, Dallas potentially back at left back. Is the only thing. Yeah, Newcastle we don't really care about. Spurs we do have Kane and Bale both starting and Reguilon, and then West Ham. This is how we've got. So yeah, Craig. So I actually ran a poll. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so I ran a poll. How many players do you plan on having in Gameweek 29? So you've got 8 or less being the most chosen option, with 700 replies, and how many hits. So the average person basically taking 1 hit, looking at this, and the average person fielding 9 players, excluding Son. 9 players with a -4, so pretty much in line with how I'd be lining up. Or do I have? I got 9 without a -4, so yeah, pretty in line with the average. Yeah, I know too many FPL YouTubers live at one time. I know, but I know I changed my stream plans. I went last night, and then I thought I've got time this evening, so I'll do it again. I know there are a lot of streamers live, so for you guys to be choosing me, then I really do appreciate it. Son to Alba for a -4. No, I probably wouldn't be doing that. I'm not confident on Aubameyang starting for it to be worth it. We have 40 minutes until the deadline. So yeah, Anguissa to Bale for a -4 hit, worth it. Yes. Is there no other and just play Anguissa, do Salah or someone to I'd ditch someone else for Bale and have Anguissa playing this week if I could do that, and I imagine you probably can. That would be the way that I would go. Dallas or Rafinha captain. I'd favour Dallas slightly because of the more routes to points that I think he has. I've made 2 free transfers, Ahmed, currently. And I'm looking like this at the moment. And I'm considering making a 3rd transfer of Diaz or Cancelo to Dunk. And I probably will do it. Would I take a -4 hit to get Antonio? If it's increasing the number of players that you're playing by 1, then yeah, I would do that. If it's, putting out an extra player, then yeah, I would bring in Antonio for a -4. Cresswell, Tierney, or Lingard. If I could own one this week, it'd be Lingard. Don't fancy the defences on a lot of the teams this week. Was there any news about the Everton double? No. If anything, no news is news in itself that we probably don't expect it game week 30. So yeah, at some point, but no. Dream free hit team. So I did have a video. Go and check that out. It's slightly outdated because it does include players such as I think Son was in there, and I wouldn't have him in there now, but yeah, I'd go and check that out if you do want to have a free hit draft to look at. Bale, Cresswell, or Odegaard. Again, if you can only own one this week and in game week 30, this week only I'd pick Odegaard, but game week 29 and 30 I'd pick Bale. Is Grealish going to play? I personally don't think so. I wouldn't be bringing him in. Any news on Son? Again, no news. If you own him, you hold him. If you don't own him, you don't buy him. It's pretty simple what we all do with Son. I am 22. Son to Bale for a -4. So there were a lot of questions from you guys in about Son to Bale, Bale in for a -4. In terms of -4s, it's probably easy if I try and answer it all at once. Is defender-wise, I don't love taking a -4. Now, I'm considering doing it, so I can't say don't do it. Midfielders and attackers, again, The 1 -4 I think is fine. I wouldn't be taking a -8. I don't think there's going to be enough players this game week that pay off those points. So if you start taking -8s, -12, although on the face of it, each -4 may look fine, I just don't expect there to be enough high-scoring players that all of those 3 players you're bringing in do well. Like, I don't expect it to happen. Now, I can't predict who's going to do well and who's not, but I wouldn't be taking lots of hits. I think 1 hit is fine if it's increasing the number of players that you put out this game week, but I wouldn't be taking more and more. That makes sense. Dunk or Cresswell, who do I think will score more in the next 2 game weeks? If it's over the next 2, then I'd go Cresswell, because Cresswell next week, you don't want to be playing Dunk next game week. If you can bench them next game week and play, Dunk this game week and bench them next week for someone good, then I'd go with that. But, so yeah. Lingard or Bale, wildcard 31. Money isn't an issue. Bale then. Hamza, welcome everyone. You already did Salah to Rafinha. Your other mids are Son, Aubameyang, Anguissa and Mount. Don't want to sell Mount before West Brom. Already did Salah to Rafinha. My other mids are Son, Aubameyang, Anguissa and Mount. Don't want, yeah, okay, fair enough. I understand that. Then Anguissa is the one that probably needs to go. Cool. What have we got over here? You didn't say if Son to Bale specifically is good. No, I wouldn't do that, because in theory you're not increasing the. I wouldn't do it. I have 8 players playing. Should I take a hit to have 9? Again, it depends. If you own like the key players that you think like will have the high ownership, then I wouldn't necessarily worry. If there's someone in particular that you think you don't own and you would like to own, then great, then go for it. I wouldn't, just take it to increase the number of players out, but I'm not particularly pleased with the person you're bringing in. Cancelo to Cresswell for -4 will be 11 players. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but you also have Kufal. I wouldn't necessarily want double West Ham defence this week and next week, so I don't love it. Is there another defender you can bring in? Do you have Dallas? Do you have Dunk? Foster to Sanchez or Son to Bale? It depends if you don't have a goalkeeper. If you don't have a goalkeeper, then Sanchez, 100%. What do I think about Fabianski and Cresswell for Johnson and Cancelo? I don't love double West Ham defence. Don't expect them to keep a clean sheet. So, Mark, that's my hot take on it. Do I think Antonio is a key player to own this game week? Yeah. And not owning him is a bit of a worry. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not selling any of my front 3. I would prefer Antonio over them, but not for -4. So, do I think Antonio is a key player? Yeah, I do. So, answered that. Get rid of Son for a -4. I can't advise selling Son for a -4. He'll be back game week 30 at the latest, I really imagine. So, I wouldn't be going with that. Lingard or Bale for Salah? Again, this week only Lingard. This week and next week Bale. If you need them long term, then Bale. Why do I think Dallas is the best captaincy out of the 3 Leeds boys? Again, it's that double chance of return from a clean sheet and from a goal. For me, is why Dallas is higher up than the others. Grealish or Maja just this week? Maja again. If you've got a player who's like an injury risk, I cannot advocate like you guys bringing them in. I cannot think that's a good idea. So yeah, I'm always gonna favour the one that I think is gonna start. Areola or Fabianski? Areola. Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper situation this week is pretty dreadful. Like, which defence? Like, okay, excluding the Brighton Newcastle game, how many clean sheets and who do you expect to keep a clean sheet? Let me know in the chat, because I could see both teams to score in all of those games, and then except the Brighton Newcastle game, and then it's like, well, which defenders do we want? Areola or Martinez? Again, it's a pretty 50-50 call. I wouldn't fret over what you're going to make. So yeah, at the moment, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm going Martinez. So you have 2 free transfers. You're going to wildcard game week 33. Who should be my 2 transfers in? I mean, I don't know who you don't own. I would, if you're going to wildcard game week 33, I think having Leeds in is good, because I've got Sheffield United next week. Out of the teams that have a fixture this week, yeah, I don't know necessarily why you're wildcarding game week 33. I'd probably wildcard game week 31, but Leeds and Spurs, they have good fixture in game week 30. So if you've got 11 players out, Maddie, then I think that's a really good, return. You're in a really good place if you're putting 11 players out. Yeah. Will Chelsea beat Porto? I hope so. Those Champions League semi-finals, quarter-finals are like really, really good. I'm really looking forward to them, especially as a Chelsea fan, because I think as a neutral, that Chelsea-Porto tie is the least exciting to you. So for me, that's the most exciting tie because my team's in it. And then looking at the other 3, like, yeah, those semi-finals, those quarter-finals are going to be so good. Those semi-finals, we've got a great run into the end of the tournament. I really do. Yeah, as a Chelsea fan, particularly because it makes the least exciting tie really exciting. So yeah. Barnes Lingard for -4, worth the hit in the long run. Barnes will probably be out for a few more weeks, so yeah, I would probably do that. Which 2 to pick from Bale, Lingard, Cresswell for the next 2 game weeks? Bale and Lingard, if you can get the 2 attackers. Odegaard or Lingard? Probably Lingard. Just. As a United fan, couldn't be happier with being drawn with Granada. Yeah, I can imagine. You got Liverpool. Yeah, Ramos against Salah will be an interesting one. I actually hope Liverpool do him over. Champions League will be so much better when West Ham are in it next year, when there's some potato salad in the Champions League. We'll see where West Ham come. I think their run into the end of the season is a bit trickier than some of the other teams, but it'll be interesting to see who does get Champions League. I expect West Ham to get Europe next year if they don't have a big drop-off in form. So you think about one of the below transfers, Calvert-Lewin out for Antonio or Cancelo out for Dunk. I'd probably do Cancelo to Dunk. Why Kane cap over Rafinha? Fulham are great. Like, Fulham are a really good defensive side. They know they don't score many goals, so they know they've got to shut up shop Anderson. Sorry, Nuclear, do you support Real? Don't know why. Please answer. Kane as cap, considering their poor form last night. Yeah, but they're going to have to score. And everyone's going to captain him. I'm a bit like... Yeah, I don't love any captaincy option this week. If I had Antonio, I'd be considering moving it off Kane to Antonio. But I don't have him. So, looking at my team, like, I don't love the Leeds assets away at Fulham. I don't like it very much. Aubameyang, if I knew Aubameyang would start, maybe, but... Will I play Euro Fantasy? Yeah, potentially. Always up for a game like that. I don't play Champions League because it's like 2 at the same time, and my energy and my focus will go into one. And I don't, if I play 2 at the same time, I know that I will lose interest in one. So, but when one's in, then great. Yeah, I might. Will Hector Bellerin play, bringing Dunk from -4 hit? We're not predicting him to start. I don't know if there are any quotes in particular regarding Bellerin. Let's have a look. Did we? No. Saka wasn't ready for Thursday and decision will be made, but he's not out. So, cool. So, if you guys are new, and I imagine most of you are returners, especially given all the other streams that are live at the moment, but please do hit that subscribe button. Yeah, we are 34 subscribers away from 4,000, so I'd appreciate it a lot if you guys can hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. We could just get up to 14 more likes. 14 more likes to get it up to 50. That would be great. So yeah, cool. No problem. Will I make content for Euro Fantasy? Probably not. Probably not. We'll see. I doubt it, but Lookman or Alba for a free hit team. Lookman or Aubameyang. As an Aubameyang owner, I am much more confident that Lookman starts. So I'd have to say Lookman. I'm not thrilled by either of them. So yeah. Son 100% out this and next week. No. Next week's Europe. No, yeah. Internationals. And I expect Son to be back game week 30. So start Martinez or Meslier. I'd probably play Meslier out of the two of those. Villa versus Spurs prediction. Sorry, Hamza, I know you've asked that like 10 times and I haven't. And I've read it every time. And not spammed it, but I've read it every time and not replied. I'd probably go 2-1 in favour of... I kind of feel like I should back Spurs, but it would be slightly injury dependent. If Grealish starts... If Grealish is fit, then I go 2-1 Villa. If Grealish and Son, so those are the two. If one starts and the other one doesn't, then I'd go 2-1 to the one who has their key man starting. If both don't start or both do start, I'd probably favour 2-1 to Spurs. So the only if Grealish starts and Son doesn't, then maybe I think Villa get the result, but. What are my thoughts on Antonio or Lingard as captain? I like Antonio. I like them both, to be honest. Antonio would be the one I'd captain if I owned both. So yeah. I prefer Antonio over Lingard is basically what we've come to there. Bale or Rafinha? If I had to bring one in, I'd probably buy Rafinha, to be honest. Slavia are the better when Suchek FaceTiming them. Wouldn't you be, Daniel? Loving the potato salad. Bamford captain is differential. I don't love it, and there is a chance he doesn't start tonight and he's on the bench and comes on. So, yeah. These 4 games I predict to have a total of 4 goals scored. 1, 2... Yeah, I mean, it's not... I'd probably go slightly more than that because I don't expect as many clean sheets as that. I'd probably go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd probably say 6. 1 in the Leeds game, but I cannot predict which way it's going to go. I think it will be Leeds. 1 in the Brighton game, and then maybe more than 6. But yeah, I don't expect it to be a really high scoring goal game week this week, to be honest. Oh, you can't even see my screen. So I do have transfers to be making. Do we sell? So realistically, game week 30. Dean has a nice fixture. Game week 31, if I decide to keep him, again, he has a nice fixture. So I'm going to be selling either Diaz or Cancelo. Which do we go with? When is the Champions League? Do we know the dates of the matches yet? Are these confirmed dates? The 6th of April. When is that? Is that straight after game week? Is that straight after game week 30? Yeah, that is, isn't it? April 6th, and that's between 30 and 31, isn't it? But after being on internationals, I expect, and it being Leicester, I expect City to put out a first choice team against Leicester, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I expect Cancelo and Diaz to both start. Diaz have much less value tied up in, I think. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, selling Diaz makes more sense, I think. I'm not going to start either of them next game week. I don't think. It will be Dallas, Dean, and Konza. I don't know if I can zoom out on this. I can't seem to unsee for next week. But who plays left wing back? So I expect them to go to a back four this game week. This still only has one fixture. Diaz is more nailed on. Yeah, but I'm going to wild card. So I can make that decision further down the line, which one I'm going to want to own. If you had to bring in 2 players for this game week, who would it be? If I could only own 2 players this game week, Rafinha and Harry Kane would be the 2 that I would go with. Out of anyone, probably. Cool. What else we got? Salah to Bale or Son to Bale? Salah, because Son will be back game week 30, I imagine, and they've got Newcastle. So yeah, I imagine it'll be Diaz out. I'm gonna bring in Dunk for a -4. Back my differential article. I'm playing Martinez. Make transfer. Diaz out for Dunk. Got Gundogan at 5.5, reluctant to sell him. I know, which is a bit why I'm reluctant to sell Cancelo, but I feel like money is such a nothing point at this time of the season. Like selling Salah, you have so much money left over anyway that it's much less important having that value tied up in players. You will only grab one of these 3 if you're free hit. Aubameyang, Odegaard, or Lingard. I'd probably back Lingard out of those 3, to be honest. Kufal or Dawson? Sufal or Dawson? Dawson. Sufal looks so good, but yeah, I'd go Dawson. I feel like if they concede, he's still got that threat. But if there's going to be a game where they keep a clean sheet, and I expect them to keep a clean sheet, I'd go Sufal because his bonus points are really good. But Dawson, when I expect them to concede, he has that higher goal threat, so I'd go Dawson in this game. Cresswell or Aina. Long term, if it's just for 1 week, there is so much rotation with those wing backs at Fulham. I'd just go Cresswell. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Dunkworth a -4 with no wild card. With no wild card, probably not. I'd look at Veltman, to be honest. Veltman's more worth it. You just sit him on your bench every week. But yeah, probably not. 4-1 to bring in Bamford in for DCL for these 2 game weeks. It's just my worry that we don't get a Bamford start tonight. I expect us to, but there is always going to be a chance that Bamford doesn't start. Best captain option, it's Harry Kane still for me. You're currently captaining Dallas, but I'm kind of leaning towards Antonio. So you've got my captaincy ranking was Kane, Antonio, Dallas, and I would probably still keep it in the same order. I would probably keep it in the same order. Boom. Dunk is in. Just did that. Didn't want to put too much thought into it. Diaz is gone. Next week I don't plan on playing any of my City defenders, and I've only got one of them. I will probably bench Cancelo against Leicester. I'll probably be playing Konza, Dean, and Dallas next week, so that's fine. I don't need Diaz in my team. I'll be wildcarding game week 31, so I'll be thinking about bringing him back in if I need him. I didn't have much money tied up in him. I've got money tied up in Cancelo, so I can make that decision further down the line. Bamford I expect to start tonight, and Son I expect not to feature, but I've got him. My team will look like this. This will be my lineup. Would you transfer Son out if you have an extra? If I had a free transfer and you don't own Gareth Bale and you have 11 players out, then I would. In those very tiny circumstances that you have a free transfer, you have a full 11 excluding Son, then I potentially do it. But it's very extreme. When I've played my bench boost. I played my bench boost in game week. The double just gone. I got 19 points from it. Absolutely fine. Hit the nail on the head with it. Triple captain, I'll probably play whenever Spurs have a double. Or I'll wait and play it on a random game week. But I probably will play it when there's a double game week. I'm not worried about Kane captain. A little bit, not loads. Not loads. You just realised I'm at the top of your league for this month so far. So if you guys want to make sure you are in my league, it is for subscribers only. So if you're in and not subscribing, please make sure you go and do so. The link, the code I will put in the chat. There's basically a £5 winner to whoever wins that month of the league. So February, Okar, if you are watching, please message me on Twitter or on YouTube, to claim your £5 prize. Please message me on Twitter, create an account, whatever you need to, and we can get your £5 voucher sent across to you. For March, let's have a look how everyone's doing. Ryan, well done. Good to see. Ryan, I know you're in here. You may not watch all my streams, but if it gets to the end of the month and you are top, please message me on Twitter to claim it. I can't come and find you. But yeah, message me, whatever, if you are still top, or any of you who are still top. Odegaard or Lingard? Lingard for me. There's the code in the chat as well there for you all now. Cool. Well, I'll do some rapid fire questions. If two players out of Antonio or Trossard, who would I start? Antonio or Trossard or Lingard? I'd start Antonio. I'd probably go Antonio and Lingard there, to be honest. I don't love double West Ham. It feels like a bit overkill this game, but yeah. Do DCL to Antonio? Yes, I probably would. Am I happy with Chelsea got in Champions League? Yeah, I mean, I have to be, don't I? It's, in theory, on paper, the best draw we could have got. You have three players and Dean and Diaz. You have three defenders and Dean and Diaz, Bale, Son, Fernandes, Rafinha and Gundogan. And three attackers who play this week. Should I transfer Son out or roll the transfer? You still have a wildcard. You have three defenders. Bale, Son, Rafinha, Gundogan. You are one player short. Could you, if you still have your wildcard, can you do Diaz to another defender? Is worth considering. Antonio or Watkins, which three? I'd probably go Antonio if you had to own one, and to start in defence, I would have Dallas in there, I would have Dunk in there, and I'd have Cresswell in there. My captain in Kane is guaranteed height partly. Also, I don't like my captaincy ranking. Kane first. Dallas is the only one that I'd consider, but I don't think I want to captain Dallas over Kane, to be honest. So if I had Antonio, I would consider it given the Spurs' performance last night, but I'm not. Triple Brighton defence, it feels a bit much. I think it's the highest chance for clean sheet. So in theory, if you're on a free hit, it's technically the best thing to do. But it feels like a lot of risk in one place. I'm captaining Harry Kane this game week. Not a single Newcastle player as an option for this game week. Yeah, but I feel like who'd you go with? Like occasionally, yeah, the defense. You could have a look at one of their defenders. You could have a look at one of their defenders, but you know Lascelles. But you know midfield or attack, you're really not going to go with, are you? Tierney or Dallas don't have your wild card. Tierney or Dallas. If you don't have your wild card, and you don't need Dallas in 29, then I would, or in game week 30 you don't need them, then I would go Tierney. Whom to take, Antonio, Bamford, Maja, or any other differential? Maja. Oh no, Antonio first, then Maja, Bamford last. Right, what time is it? It is 20 past. I will probably wrap up the stream there. I hope you have enjoyed. If you do have final questions, message me over on Twitter and I will do my best to answer them ahead of the deadline. But yeah, good luck in the game week, everyone. Fingers crossed for some early points for us all this evening. But yeah, Callum Wilson in, no, not this week or never in the future. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Please drop a like. We are 2 likes away from 50. So yeah, there must be 2 of you in here who haven't liked it. But yeah, I will see you all next time. Please subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already, for that little reminder when we do go live. Thanks all. I'll see you all next time.